Hello everyone and welcome. Thank you for tuning in. Peace be to you, my friends. Move from believing to knowing. There's a difference between having a belief and actually knowing something. Knowledge is different than having a belief. So I want to ask you, which do you think is more powerful? Obviously knowledge, right? Belief is good, but it's not enough in my opinion. So let's look at what are the things that you believe in, that people usually believe in. You could be believing in a higher power, in God. You could be believing in yourself, believing in your dreams. You believe that it's possible to achieve the things that you want to achieve, to have the things you want to have and be and do. And that's fine, that's a starting point. And you may also believe that in life, that life is good. You may have the belief, yes, life is good. It only gets better, it's all for the good, everything that happens is good. You have that belief. And that's a starting point. But here's the thing, here's the problem with belief. It doesn't give you complete trust. Because where there's belief, there's always room for doubt. Whereas with knowledge, there's no room for doubt because you know it to be true. It's just a fact. You just accept it. There's no room for doubt. That's the difference between believing in something and knowing something. So instead of just believing in God, know that God is alive and is in your life, working in your life, working in you and through you. And that God is ever present. And that God is for you. Know this. Don't just believe it. Don't just have this concept in your head that, yes, God is alive, God is for me. No, know it to be true. Strive to experience it in your life so that you can know it to be true. And not just with that, but also with your dreams, with yourself. You may say, well, yeah, I have these skills, I have these talents, I believe in myself. One day I'll make it. That's a belief. But instead, when you know, this is what I'm capable of. I have unlimited potential within me. I have gifts and talents. I'm skilled, I'm talented, I'm gifted. I know this to be true. It's just a fact. This is not arrogance. This is accepting the blessing that is given to you by God. This is you receiving the fullness of life, the mercy, the grace that is available to you in each and every day. So there's that, but there's also in your dreams, right? You believe that one day they'll happen. Maybe. I hope so. So instead of just believing in that, how about you move into knowing? It's a fact. It's already done. It's mine. It's just a matter of time before I see it manifested in the physical. In the unseen realm, it's already done. My dreams are already accomplished. All I have to do is keep stepping into them each and every day. So believing, I'm not shooting down belief, by the way. I'm just saying knowledge is more powerful than belief. Knowledge is power. It empowers you. Belief also empowers you. It's good. But like I said, it's a starting point. It's not the end goal. It should take you towards knowledge. If belief is not taking you to knowledge, it will only end in doubt. You will end up questioning yourself, questioning the existence of God, whether God actually cares about you or not. Or maybe that you think he's forgotten about you. Or you might question, well, is this about your dreams? Is this really for me? Will it happen? Will I make it? I don't know. It seems impossible. I don't know if it will ever happen. And in questioning doubting your own self, do I have what it takes? Am I good enough? Am I even worthy of what I want? That's the problem with belief. There's always room for doubt, unless it takes you to a place of knowledge, of knowing I am worthy, I am deserving, I have what it takes. I don't have to convince myself about this. I just know it to be true. That's the difference between believing and knowledge. Believing is a starting point that should take you to knowledge, because knowledge is power. Belief will give you strength, will give you hope, will start your engine so that you can move forward. And it's good. Belief is good. I'm not trying to say it's not good. But it should move you to knowledge, because then with knowledge you feel empowered. And from there, when you feel empowered, you can trust life easily, you can trust God easily, you can trust yourself easily. There's no problem with you trusting. Don't get me wrong, you'll have your moments of weakness and you feel like, okay, maybe doubt comes in, but then you realize that, oh, doubt is only coming in because I have belief, but I'm not knowing of the truth. If you know, there's no room for doubt. You just know. So that's my message for you today. Move from believing to knowing. That will empower you. That will change your life. Remember, knowledge is power. And what kind of knowledge is power? Not all knowledge is power. Most of what people call knowledge, to me, is just information, relatively important, not important at all. What good does it do to me if I know who was the king in France in the 16th, 15th century? What good does that do for me? I don't benefit from that. Unless I'm a historian that that has a mission to teach people about history. But even then, I don't consider that as empowering. So what kind of knowledge is empowering? Knowledge of God. That means becoming aware and conscious of His presence. Not just knowing about Him conceptually, but being in His presence, being aware of His presence. And then knowledge of who you are. That is true knowledge, because it empowers you. It gives you the fuel to move forward, to accomplish things, to do, have whatever you want. Understand that you are limitless. You are a child of God. You are favored. You are the divine. You are an expression of the divine. So knowledge of who you are, knowledge of God, being aware of His presence, knowledge of who you are, and then knowledge of what you want out of this life. That is true knowledge for me. These three things: knowledge of God, knowledge of who you are, knowledge of what you want. Every other thing that people consider knowledge, not really important. Why do you need it? If you have knowledge of God, meaning being in His presence, all the time being aware of His presence, His life that is in you, you understand that God is all-knowing, omniscient, knows everything, all-wise. So you have access to all possible knowledge because God lives in you. He's not distant. So you have access to all knowledge, all wisdom within you. You don't need anybody else, anything, any book. Don't get me wrong, I love reading books and listening to people, but that's more important, knowing that God is within you, being aware of His presence, understanding who He is, that He has all the knowledge, and that you will know whatever you need to know through Him. But in order to get that type of knowledge, you have to trust in Him. You have to know of His presence, become aware of become conscious of His presence in your life. So that is true knowledge for me. I can rely on God for all that I need to know. And then knowledge of who I am, that's very important knowledge, because if I don't know who I am, I won't believe in myself. I won't have confidence in myself. I won't be able to accomplish the things I want to accomplish, be whoever I want to be, do the things that I want to do, have the things that I want to have. All these things come knowledge of who I am. Because if I know who I am, I feel empowered. I can rest. I don't have to live stressed out. That with the knowledge of God, of course. And knowledge of what I want, that's important. Most people are suffering, struggling, feeling lost because they don't know what they want. And don't get me wrong, it's not super easy to find out what you want. It's not hard either. It just takes a little time. It takes time spent with yourself, time spent with God, time spent alone in solitude, reflecting, meditating, contemplating life, and understanding that, okay, what do I really want? Not what the world wants for me, what the world expects of me, what I've been taught and conditioned to believe that these are the things that I need to want. No, what do I want? How do I love to spend my time? What do I want to accomplish? What do I really want to be, do, and have? That is one of the most important questions in life. Because if you don't know what you want, you'll be lost. You'll struggle all the time. You'll suffer. Your mind will be distracted all over the place. Whereas if you know what you want, you're focused. Your mind is focused. You know what you want. You live with purpose. You feel like you're not here by accident. Nothing is random. You're always in the right place at the right time, with the right people or alone, doing the right thing, saying the right thing. You're guided, you're protected, you're provided for, you're loved. You have a mission. You know what you want. Your mind is focused on the things that you want. You're not distracted. You're focused, you're centered, you're calm. That allows you to be still, to be connected, to be confident. That allows you to move forward in the right direction and move your thoughts in the right direction as well. So knowing what you want is really important. So that's what I consider the most important knowledge that we can have. So move from believing to knowing, but knowing what? Right? These three things. I think that's most important thing. What good does it do for me if I know who's controlling the world and who's manipulating events and who's doing this and that and all the evil that's taking place by certain people and groups? How does that type of information empower me? It does not. It leaves me feeling powerless, hopeless, helpless. And that's not why we're here. That's not how we're meant to live. So that's not knowledge for me, because true knowledge is power. It empowers you. So knowing about things in the world and what's happening and who's controlling what and who's doing what, that's not knowledge for me. That's just, I don't think about it. I don't need it. I know who I am. I know my God. I know what I want. That is knowledge. I have this type of knowledge. I'm empowered. I feel powerful. I feel I'm living with purpose and clarity of my mind. I'm focused. I have peace. My heart is open. My mind is open. I'm enjoying the present moment. I'm enjoying the blessings and riches of life. I feel I can connect to people. I can help people. I bring value to others. That's what true knowledge does for you. So that's my message for you today. Thank you for listening. I'll see you next time. Peace.